Lassie Farm here. This is episode 2 of Pigeons on Casserole by Bessie Breuer, who was born in 1892. And taking my break here on a rainy afternoon from where we left off. Account, he said. It's simple. You must become a Park Avenue decorator. For herself, for Kurt, Eugenie would take little of the money. I remember he had only one pair of woolen stockings that first winter. They were so expensive. And when she told how she had washed and darned them, she would say that she was a costly luxury, $50 a month just to keep those stockings in order. Then she would laugh. Really, I'm of no earthly use to you, she would say. Even Kurt does not need me. He's taken to getting his own breakfast, not to disturb me when he knows I have a migraine on, the dear. So she would go on making light of everything so that I might not have her on my conscience with all that I had to worry about and the great outlay that was necessary in this new profession of mine. The studio rent alone was $200, the butler $75. Let's shut this noisy thing down here. Okay. The butler $75. That was before I even started to pay for food and drink for the parties I had to give. As Eugenie herself pointed out, it was a double economy for her and the boy to live in the country while he was young. He could go to the village school. She would need no elaborate wardrobe, and I wasn't a man alone under endless social obligations. Had I introduced a wife into such a milieu, it would have been complicated and boring. We could not afford to bore anybody. Since I quite definitely had the social flair of the two, and she was the solitary, the spirituelle, it seemed the only solution for us. She simply would not take 1 penny more than that $50. Though how she managed, I hardly knew. For although it was only 50 miles from town, I didn't get out there more than twice that whole winter. It was such a cold and lonely house, and bad enough that she should have to live there. I simply could not relax out there, and I needed frightfully to relax. I was so nervous all the time. So it was better to go to someone's place on Long Island and have breakfast brought to one's bed and good food and drinks and no responsibility, and feel really refreshed and unexpectedly make a really valuable connection. One never knows. Eugenie understood all that, understood that no person must be unexplored, that no time must be lost. She seemed never to mind when I saw them so rarely in that first winter. But 1 year, 2 years, and now things were much better. Though an influential client, always a woman, one steps ahead on the breasts of women, so to speak. Kurt received a scholarship at this truly magnificent boarding school. I saw the way he looked around his bare bedroom as if it was a strange place, opening his bag so slowly as if he regretted to take up this life again. It was indeed a pity he must return to this forlorn little house, but even that would not be for long, as he knew. So brace up, I told him. Smile and make your mother happy. she has such a little while with you, I said, and going down the stairs with him, I wondered how to break the news of this to Eugenie. It must be managed carefully, I knew. But how to describe that table? So charming, and done with what? Colored paper, napkins, kitchen oilcloth, a pair of scissors, and candles and whatnot from the 10-cent store. In the center of this delightful array, a casserole, the veritable French cassoulet. And inside, glazed with judicious cooking, squabs and tiny vegetables. But really, Eugenie, I exclaimed, how did you manage that? A cordon bleu could do no better. And squabs? Where did you get squabs out here? And I believe, I could be wrong, that means like baby birds. Yummy. She was pleased at this tribute. Then I really did surprise you. I'm so happy. You know your friend, that Johnson boy. Kurt, he has a new rifle and was most anxious to use it, so I paid him 6 cents for the BB shots and 10 cents to clean them, and a blessing to be rid of the wild pigeons, his mother said. So, you see, I'm learning to be an American. Also, a cordon bleu. Please taste it, Kurt. Taste my chef d'oeuvre. I'm not pronouncing that right. She leaned over and joggled his elbow to get him started. It is not a food a growing boy enjoys, a bite of bird flesh in wine sauce, and in any case, neither she nor Kurt got very far with their meal, because during the small talk of passing this and that, most casually I said we had only this day with her, the Vanderdorn boy having invited Kurt for a summer of travel. She dropped her hands from the table. Impossible, she said to me. He cannot go. Just like that, without preamble and softening of grace, Kurt stopped eating and, like any man, began to shift in his chair and look anywhere rather than at her. Please, Eugenie, I begged. It's most wonderful, really. First, they go to the plantation near Charleston, and then the whole family goes to the Rocky Mountains. Kurt will see the whole of America. Marvelous, and such valuable connections for his future. Congratulations are in order, but really, Eugenie. No, she went on monotonously, as if to herself alone. No, he can't. Kurt must not. He can't. Kurt's eyes grew wide with fear. Nothing in his life had prepared him for this. His mother, who had always been so gracious, now with a face like death. I begged her to be sensible, but she shrugged off my words and leaned toward Kurt. And we'll leave it there for now. Pigeons on casserole. Awesome. Thanks for watching.